Sorry.
Think about that. I feel like it really depended on the day. Although I do feel
Okay,
like
good. Anyway, so
I'm not done. Just listen. Okay, I did have days where I would just like struggle and be like, oh, just it's not my day. I can't get my lines. I feel like the only time he would not know his lines when he was, wait, I'm getting there. When he would like propose an idea, he'd be like, oh, I think this is better. I don't think he would like get the script and be like, oh, I just don't know my lines, because he, for some reason, I feel like he never practiced, but he always knew his lines. I don't know how he does that. But when the only time he'd be like, oh, if he on the lines was when he was like, oh, I want to change this part because I want to make it better in this way, was like the only time that I was. But I wouldn't consider that forgetting his lines. I think it was mostly me.
they're almost combined elements. She has a natural respect for the crew and the people that actually do all the work, writers, crew, everybody behind this, and it was natural that way. She showed up on time, did what she was told. She didn't think of herself as being special because she was related to me, and she earned everything she had, and every now and then she'd bring something, and I was so impressed with that. And I always tell her, anytime you can, even if it's called an improvisation, add some value. They'll tell you if it doesn't work, but add value to everything that you do. Bring value to something. And she's quite authentic that way. And I said it was a surprise. And there is no feeling like it. Watch coming on a set and I was in a scene with her when she was very sad about leaving the North Pole. And it was an emotional scene anyway. Then I'm looking at my daughter's eyes, and it was very easy to be emotional. And one of my buddies was taking pictures at the time. He said, that was really sincere. I've kept the picture. But so she's very good at what she's doing.
There's a lot. I mean, I've learned so much in the 2 years or the couple months that we've done this production. But I feel like what he just said was like adding value to your character. And even though you're reading lines and saying something that someone else wrote, you're making it your own and putting in like emotion to it. So you kind of have to like add value to it, like he just said. And also, one of like the most important thing to me that he did was also like let me kind of figure it out. When we were on set, he wasn't constantly coming over and being like, okay, you have to do this and this and this. Like, he really let me figure it out and find out what was like best for me and what worked for me, which was really important because that like helped me figure it out instead of taking, be like, okay, like I'll do that. And then, if he did have something, he would come over and be like, try this, but not like, oh, do it like this. He'd be like, try it this way, maybe like, and so he was really good at kind of letting me figure it out, but also like guiding me in a good way.
Easy, hate to talk over your question, is there were so many, I'm a sci-fi guy and I like high concept films that make sense. And there's a lot of things in the first Santa Claus that people that I like online go, why didn't he do this? And how come this didn't happen? And we answered almost on it, where he came from, what happened to that guy that slid off the roof at the very beginning. So we add all these lineage, we tie it all up, and that allows us to open it up in even more. Once we found the spiritual side of Christmas, which is it's a religious holiday, where that came from, and we didn't trumpet it, but we got to expand on the spiritual side. And you're going to find more and more about how special it is that Scott Calvin and Elizabeth had kids at the North Pole.